Hello, this is Narayan cyclic timer and PFR for three-phase submersible pumps. Cyclic timer is a device which can periodically turn on and off according to the set on time and off time. This particular model gives you a feature to set the on time from 1 second to 999 minutes. Again, the off time can be set for the same duration, 1 second to 999 minutes. So as you can see, this has both seconds and minutes settings, and all the 5 digits can be used for that purpose. So on time or the running time is the time for which you want the motor to run and stop, and off time or the waiting time is the time for which you want the motor to wait. Suppose if you want the motor to run for around 10 minutes and give a break for around 1 hour, you can set those times. So this is widely used for the applications wherein the groundwater table is less, wherein the water just comes in for a specific amount of time, and then you will have to turn off the motor just to allow the borewell water to recharge. So for those kind of applications, you can make use of cyclic timer. And again, cyclic timers are used in hydroponics nowadays, and then aquaculture. Then also this can be used in various greenhouse projects. So again, if you want for any application, if you want the motor to switch on for only specific amount of time, you can straightforwardly go to cyclic timer and PFR. So this can be used for any rating from 1 HP to 15 to 20 HP you can use. So from 1 HP to 20 HP three-phase submersible pumps can be used along with the cyclic timer. So we will now quickly have a look at the connections. So before we go ahead with the connections, I will be telling about the product which is on top. This is called as PFR, or the phase failure relay. So this is fitted on top of the cyclic timer only to make sure that the cyclic timer switches on the motor only when the three-phase supply is there. So whenever during the on cycle, whenever the three-phase supply is not there, in those conditions the motor is not switched on. So by using the PFR, you can be assured that the motor will switch on only when there is the three-phase supply present. Then for the demo purpose, we are using the LTLK DeWalt starter, which will look something like this, and we'll be demonstrating the connections now. So if you can have a look, the starter will have the incoming lines connected to these 3 points. The R, Y and B points will be connected, incoming lines will be connected here, and the outgoing motor cables will be connected to these 3 connectors. So the cyclic timer, as you can see, has 2 different sets of connectors. The one is the 5-way connector, which is there on the left hand side, and the second is the 7-way connector, which is there on the right hand side. This small 5-way connector is provided to replace the PFR. So PFR is always exposed to 3-phase power supply. So a PFR is the one which senses the 3-phase supply, and due to this reason, there are chances of, if there is any short circuit in the circuitry, there are chances of this phase failure relay or the PFR failing. So in that case, you can easily replace this PFR. There would be 5 wires which are coming out of the PFR. So all the 5 wires would be connected on the bottom of this 5-way connector. Suppose if you want to replace the PFR, all you need to do is you'll have to replace a new PFR and connect the wires of the new PFR to these points. Okay. Then the only connections which you will have to focus is the 7-way connector here. The first 3 connectors are the supply voltage, red, yellow, blue. The first 3 is marked, the connections are marked on the sticker beneath. First 3 are red, yellow, blue. So this is the incoming supply voltage. You can draw those wires from the same point where you have taken the input for the starter. So red, yellow, blue. So you'll have to take in 3 wires and give them as the inputs to these points. Then you have C1 and C2, which is connectors number 3 and 4. C1 and C2 should always be connected in parallel to the start or on push button. So in LTLK DeWalt starter, this is the on button. The lever which you are seeing here, this is the on button. So for on button, you will have 2 connectors. So the connectors for on button are placed here. These are the 2 connectors for on button. So the wires which are coming out of 3 and 4 of cyclic timer, or C1 and C2 of cyclic timer, should be connected to the on button terminals. So 3 wire coming out from C1 is going to this point, and wire coming from C2 is going to this point. So it's okay even if the wires interchange. So if it's okay even if the C1 is connected here and C2 is connected here, both will just be connected in parallel. So then once C1 and C2 are connected, you will have to switch over to C3 and C4. C3 and C4 should always be connected in series with the stop push button. LTLK devolve starter has the stop push button on the left hand side. This is the stop push button, and the stop push button also has the connectors here. These are the two connectors for the stop push button. You can notice a wire which will be connected from stop push button to the contactor coil like this. So there will always be a wire which is going from stop push button to the contactor coil. So between this point and this point, what you need to do is you'll have to disconnect the wire. So this wire which was there, we will be disconnecting that, and the same wire should be connected. So the same 2 points, you'll have to make a note of the 2 points where the earlier wire was connected. So one will be the coil point and one will be the stop button point. You will have to take 2 wires from C3 and C4. So we have taken grey colored wire from C3 and yellow wire from C4. So the wire which is coming from C3 is connected to stop push button, which is grey in color, and the wire which is coming from C4 is connected to the coil. So please note that these 2 points are the same points where the previous wire which was removed was connected. Okay, this is the series connection to the stop push button. So these are all the connections that you will have to do for the cyclic timer and PFR. So once this is done, we are good. So the power on and off switch to the cyclic timer is provided on the right hand side. Then on the PFR would always be active. So even if the cyclic timer is switched off, you can still run the motor with the help of PFR. So PFR is always there in the circuit, just making sure that the motor runs only when there is 3-phase supply. So whenever you switch on the power supply for the first time, you have to always make sure the light on the PFR is always on. So if the light of the PFR is blinking, that means the incoming line sequence has been interchanged. So the very first time you will have to, in case this light blinks, you will just have to interchange these 2 wires, the first 2 supply wires. So interchanging the supply wires will make sure that the light is continuously on. The preventer on light, which can be seen here, is continuously on. So if the light is blinking even after the interchange, that means that one of the incoming supply is not present. So in that case, you'll have to check the incoming lines to get it right. So once the PFR light is continuously on, then you need not worry about anything else. The motor will continue to run in the normal direction. So once all set up, and when the motor is running, and one fine day if you find this light blinking, so you need not change the wires here, because the sequence will be reversed in that condition. So in that condition, what you need to do is you'll have to interchange the sequence in the starter. So the first 2 wires has to be interchanged. So by doing this, you can be sure that the motor always runs in one direction. So the PFR would double as the single phase preventer and also the phase sequence checking unit. So we will now quickly have a look at the timer. I'll be turning on the power supply. You can now see the preventer on light continuously on. And another thing, if you just want to replace or if you want to bypass the PFR for some reason, you can always make a short connection, or you can interconnect these 2, the green and the white wire, that is the connectors number 4 and 5 of the left hand side set. So this set, if you just interconnect these 2 points, you will be bypassing the PFR. In that case, the timer will run without the PFR. Okay. So this is a troubleshooting method, just in case if there is any issue with the PFR, you can always bypass this and check the product. So we will now be powering on the cyclic timer. So as soon as you power on the cyclic timer, you can see the digits. So 3 digits will be in red and 2 digits will be in green. Okay. So I'll be switching off the timer again. So we will now understand what cyclic timer is again. So on time is the time for which you want the motor to run, and off time is the time for which you want the motor to stop. So this is a 5-digit model, out of which the red color digits are in minutes and the green color digits are in seconds. So you can set the on time from 1 second to 999 minutes. Similarly, off time can also be set from 1 second to 999 minutes. So in hydroponic applications, you will just be requiring the motor to switch on only for 30 seconds, and maybe waiting time will be around half an hour's time. You can set that time. Again, if you, for some reason, if you want the off time to be in terms of seconds, you can even set that. So how do you set the on time and off times? So as soon as you power up, you will be seeing the set on time and off time. We will be explaining that later. So in order to set the on time, you'll have to press the button which is right beneath the green color indicators. So right, if you just press the push button here, you will be seeing the numbers increasing. So whenever the on time setting has been made, you will see this LED on. So if the LED on the right hand side is on, the small dot on the right hand side, if it is on, that means that you've been setting the on time. So pressing this button very first time will just keep on increasing the on time. So it's now set to 00 to 2 minutes and 50 seconds, so on. Pressing this and holding for a long time will just increase the numbers fast. It's 4 minutes now, so it's increased to 5 minutes, 6 minutes. Likewise, you can set up to 999 minutes, so based on your application. So now it's been set to 6 minutes 52 seconds. I'll just make it 7 minutes. So this is the 7 minutes of on time which has been set. Okay, I'll be switching off power. Okay. So the on time has been set to 7 minutes now. So once this is done, we will again try to see how do we decrease the on time setting. So in order to set or increase the on time, we'll be pressing this button on the right hand side first. You can see the numbers only increasing. If you want to decrease the on time number, you will immediately press the button on the left hand side. You can see that number decreasing. Okay, I'll repeat again. In order to increase the on time, you'll press the button on the right hand side very first time. You'll have to press the first button, the button on the right hand side to go into the on time settings, and pressing the other button will decrease the on time settings. So this is with respect to the on time. So on time is now made to 7 minutes. You'll just wait for a small blink. That blink makes sure the set time is saved. Okay. Now if you want to set the off time, you'll have to press the button on the left hand side the very first time. The button which is right below the red color indicators. So pressing this for the first time, you can again see the numbers increasing. But if you press this button for the first time, you can be sure that you are making the setting changes to the off time. So pressing this button first will make sure if whatever time increases while pressing this button first is the off time setting. So while doing the off time setting, you can see this small dot blinking on the red this one, and you can see the dot on the both sides, but red dot is what you will have to focus. This is there only for the off time setting. So if you likewise, if you press and hold for a long duration, you can see the time running fast. So this is the first time setting which you will have to make. Then only if you want to make a change in the setting, you will have to make that. Now off time is set to 8 minutes, so 9 minutes. So then just make it 10 minutes now. So off time is set to 10 minutes, 010, that is 10, and 00 here. Then if you want to decrease the off time, so in order to go into the off time setting, you will be pressing the button right below the red first time. You can see the numbers increasing. If you want to decrease it, you can immediately press the button on the right hand. So this will make sure the off time value decreases. You'll just wait for a small blink. So whenever you see that blink, that means that you have set the time. So I'll repeat the settings again. So on time setting, you'll have to first press the button on the right hand side, which will increase the number. Immediately pressing the left hand side button will decrease the on time. So you'll just wait for the blink. So on time is saved for 7 minutes now. If you want to enter the off time settings, you will be pressing the button right below the red color, this one on the left hand side. You can see the numbers increasing again. This will be the off time. You can see the blink, the small dot as well on the red. And if you want to decrease the number, you will be pressing the button on the right hand side. Okay. So whatever value you arrive at, you can just come to that value and wait. You can see that small blink. So this means the settings have been updated. Now we've set the on time to be 7 minutes and off time to be 10 minutes. So how does this function? The motor will switch on and it will run for 7 minutes time, and then it will switch off. Then it will enter the off cycle and wait for the set off time. So it will wait for 10 minutes in this case. It will wait for 10 minutes, and again after the 10 minutes is complete, it will again switch on. So this is the cyclic timer functionality. So likewise, you can set the timer to whatever time you want to. So once done, you will be checking the time set. So you will be pressing the switching off the power supply and switching it on. So initially for some time, this will just be displaying the set times. You can just see. I'll turn on. It says 7 and 10. So 7 will be the on time. You can see the small dot here, and 10 you can see the dot here. So whenever the dot is on the right side, green dot will indicate the on time, and red dot will indicate the off time. So green dot 7 minutes is the on time. Red dot and number 10 will be the off time. So 7 minutes of on time has been set and 10 minutes of off time has been set. So this will go on till we have a small power on delay. We will be explaining that. So it will just as soon as you power up the system, the on time and off time settings which are already made will be shown for the specified power on delay time, and after that time the timer will enter the functionality. So wherever it had previously stopped, the timer will start from the same point. So right now the timer is running at 3 minutes 27 seconds or 3 minutes 30 seconds. So if I switch off the power, okay, if I switch it on again, it will continue from the third minute itself. So I'll be switching on the power supply now. So it had stopped in the on time, so motor was running and we switched off the power supply. You can see this set on time and off time will be displayed for the initial power on delay. So power on delay setting will be explaining that in a while. So after the power on delay is over, this delay is given just to allow the incoming voltage to stabilize, so we are not allowing the motor to turn on. So after the delay is over, the motor switches on, and you can see the on time. Now it started from the third minute itself, because that is where we stopped previously. So likewise, after 7 minutes of on time, the motor will switch off. It will enter the waiting time for 10 minutes, and after 10 minutes is complete, you can again see the timer coming to the on cycle. So anytime if you want to see what particular the cycle the timer is, you will just have to look at the dot. If the green dot is blinking, you can be sure that the timer is in the on cycle. If the red dot is blinking, you can be sure that the timer is in off cycle. Okay. Right now the dot is blinking, that means the timer is in on cycle. So whatever numbers you see is the time which is already over. So the timer is running, or the motor is running in the on cycle from 3 minutes time. So this will just be increasing. You can see the seconds increasing. Likewise, in the off cycle, you can see this dot blinking on the red part. After 4, this will be blinking here. And likewise, you can, whatever number shows in during that time will be the time which the motor has waited in the off cycle. So this is about the cyclic timer. So you can also notice a switch which is there on the left hand side. This is a switch. So as I mentioned earlier, whenever you turn on the cyclic timer anywhere in between, so as soon as you turn on, it will continue from the same point. So likewise, if let us assume you set the off time to be around 3 hours, so and the timer was cut off after it just waited for 30 minutes. So there was remaining 2.5 hours time which had to be waited. But for some reason, if you want the motor to be on immediately, or if you want the motor to switch on, the timer to switch to the on cycle immediately, you can press this switch on the left hand side. So this is the bell kind of switch. So pressing this switch will shift the timer from the off cycle to the on cycle, and again that will just be for one iteration. So once that is switched to the on cycle, the timer will continue to start from the on cycle, and it will continue to run for the set on time again, and the cycle won't be disturbed. So after on time, it will again enter the off cycle, and the same thing will keep on continuing. So the last point which we will see is the power on delay. So power on delay is something, so as soon as the power gets back, you just saw it was showing you the on time and off time alternately, the set times. So that set times will be displayed till for a specific amount of time, that is the power on delay. So that can be programmed by the user, that can be set by the user. So we'll see how to set that time. So in order to set the power on delay, you will have to press and hold. You will have to switch off the power supply initially. Okay, I'll switch it off. Now we'll have to press and hold these two buttons and then switch on the power supply. So pressing and holding these two and switching it on, it will say CYCL, that means it's in cyclic timer, and you will have to wait for a while. It will then say POD. Set POD. This is the power on delay. It has been set to 20 seconds now. You can increase the power on delay, so based on your requirement, you can set it up to 10 minutes. You can decrease it on the left hand side, you can increase it on the right hand side. So whatever value you want, I'll just be making that changing the setting to 10. So after I make the changes, I'll just be waiting for a while till you see S on the next display. So I'll just wait for a while after this setting has been made. Then you will see S, and after this is seen, you will just have to power off the system and power it on again. So we've changed the power on delay to 10 seconds. So as soon as I switch it on, you can see the timer showing the on time and off time set. This is the set times for 10 seconds. So that will be 3 to 4 times. You can see this numbers, and then it will start from where it had left off. The timer had last stopped in around 5 minutes. So we will see if it continues from the same time. Yeah, it started from the 5th minute. So this is about the cyclic timer and PFR, the 5-digit model. So this is in terms of minutes and seconds. The same product is also available in minutes and hours. So this is just in case if you want the timings to be more than 999 minutes, that is more than 16 hours. If you want either on time or waiting time, you can opt for that model as well. So you will be getting that on demand. You can just call us up and let us know that you'll be needing the second variant. So we'll be able to supply you that as well. So I hope the video was clear. So just in case if you have any queries, you can always reach us on 9972243774. I repeat, it's 9972243774. You can also visit our website for our product information and product details, and you can also shop the products on our website. Thank you for watching this video.